Yo, growing a business is kind of tricky right now. Supply chains are squeezed, tariffs and trade policies are dynamic, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. You need clarity to come out on top. Without it, you risk falling behind. If only you could hop in the DeLorean and see the future, right? Thankfully, there's NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite has real-time forecasting to help you move ahead with confidence. This is your AI-powered business management suite and the #1 cloud ERP. Trusted by over 42,000 businesses, NetSuite brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. And with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. The perfect product launch. It's the goal for every brand marketer. High heat, fast sellout, and fans posting recipes like trophies. What do Sydney Sweeney's soap drop, Taylor Swift's tickets, and your next launch have in common? Well, they're not bought, they're bragged about. Fanfare turns your drop into a moment. Fanfare cues real fans, blocks bots, and builds launch experiences worth screenshotting. Want hype without the heartbreak? Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook with our proven success formula and make your next launch unforgettable at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, fanfare.io/playbook.
You're listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, a proud member of the Entrepreneur Podcast Network, a show that's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now your host. After keeping track for 1 week, he averages at least 20 dad jokes a day. Pat Flynn.
Hey, happy Friday. I need to tell you about 2 things that have been happening at SPI that I've been really enjoying. I mean, there's been a lot of things that I've been enjoying, especially the All Access Pass and the accelerators and seeing the great results from students there. Big shout out to all of the All Access Pass members, but I'm not here to pitch that right now. I want to share 2 things. Number 1, our newsletter, which has been so much fun to write. I mentioned this back when this started, I think almost a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago. No, not quite a year ago, because it's 1 per week and we're not quite at 52 yet. But we're almost there. And I need you to get in on it if you haven't already. If you go to smartpassiveincome.com/unstuck, you can get unstuck. See what I did there? Get unstuck? Because truly that's what the email newsletter is about. The writing exercises, or essentially having the need to write every single week, has forced me to recall some amazing stories and amazing lessons from my past, from both business and in life, to share with you, to help you get unstuck. Because, you know, life's about making mistakes and falling flat on your face, but also sharing your wisdom and sharing those lessons with others. And that's what I'm doing in that newsletter. So again, smartpassiveincome.com/unstuck. And it's been really neat to, if you've responded to one of those emails, if perhaps you're on the list already, it just feels so good to know that one of those stories has helped you, right? I told a story about how I fell asleep at the wheel once and almost died, and how in our lives and in our business, we need to have rumble strips, because that's actually what saved me. A rumble strip is sort of the bumpy parts on the edges of the roads that are supposed to wake you up if you start veering off. And I had been very tired one night driving and fell asleep at the wheel, and the rumble strips saved my life. And so I implore you to create your own rumble strips in your own life as you start to get off track. And that could be in the form of people and support. It could be in the form of alarms or some sort of red flags that come up that you can be conscious to. Anyway, I talk more in depth in that email about that. But I have more stories that are coming too. And I think the big lesson with this is these stories were always there. I just didn't really have a place to put them, right? This is what I love about the Friday episodes as well, because they are not interviews. I love doing interviews. You'll hear interviews every Wednesday here on the show. But having a regular space to just kind of unpack things has been really nice. And if you don't have that, I recommend you do it. Even if you don't share it, having the ability to unpack in a diary or a journal or a voice memo or something. It's just something happens when you go through the exercise of just trying to figure out what that was all about and what happened, right? And sometimes working with others through something is a great way to do it too. But sometimes you just need a space to kind of do it yourself. And that's what the newsletter has been really great for me personally. I only wish we had launched it sooner. And to be quite honest with you, we're trying to grow it. And I'd love your help. And I promise you it's valuable. So if you go to smartpassiveincome.com/unstuck, you can get unstuck. Currently, we're at like issue 40 or something close to that. And it's, again, been really great. Another thing is the dad jokes. There's dad jokes in there. So if anything, subscribe for the dad jokes. It's been really fun to just put more of my personality into my work in that sort of medium of email. And it's been really great. 125,000 subscribers strong and growing. Now, if you've been a fan of the show for a while, you might go, Pat, that's a lower number than I remember you saying you had on your emails. Were you lying before? No. What we did was we purged. We purged our email list, which means we cleaned it up. And those who are on our email list are definitely opening the emails. Our click-through rates and open rates are really amazing. And I think, a lot of it is because people know what to expect and have gotten a taste of it. And hopefully you can get a taste of it too. smartpassiveincome.com/unstuck. The second thing I want to share with you, a big call to action for you, has to do with something that helped me when I first started, which was the opportunity to network with other entrepreneurs. Now, I know that there are events that happen throughout the year, and thankfully, we're basically out of the era of the pandemic right now. Not fully, obviously, but, we're seeing events happen again. And yes, you, of course, have the opportunity to go to conferences and events or meetups locally, or you can fly out to them. And there are some networking events that you might have gone to online, but nothing really regular that is offered to entrepreneurs for free to come and hang out and just kind of talk and chat for a little bit. Nothing formal that's like weekly or anything like that. I mean, masterminds are great for that sort of thing. But networking for the purposes of like meeting new people and getting inspiration and connecting and finding potential partners, finding potential podcast guests and that sort of thing. So what we've been doing, actually, we've been testing this for a while, is we've been running free networking events. Community and networking that's our product now with the All Access Pass and SPI Pro. But we wanted to offer something for just people to come in and meet each other and hang out for a bit, whether you are a member of any of those things or not. And I want to invite you to one. We have one coming every single month. You could see it on our events page. If you go to smartpassiveincome.com/events, you'll see not just the upcoming network event, but we also have other trainings and free things that are happening that you can attend and be a part of inside of the SPI community. So again, if you go to smartpassiveincome.com/events, you can check that out. Now, the networking one I do want to talk about for a little bit, because I think it's really important to approach online networking in a way where you can have the best value come back. And that means to get the best value, you also need to give value too. If you go to these networking events, whether it's one of ours or somewhere else, and you just take, then nothing's going to be given to you, right? I mean, first of all, who likes a person to just come in a room and start taking things, right? Thief. You're a thief, basically, in that situation. But no, the law of reciprocity always plays a role. And if you step into a community, online or offline, asynchronous or in real time, it's really important that you find ways to provide value, to give, to figure out what people need help with. And that's the easiest way to show up and serve, is to figure out what people need help with. And if you're not sure, pay attention to the conversations that are happening, or simply just ask. And that's one thing that I think a lot more people, what I've seen, I've been invited to a lot of networking events, especially online in the last 3 or 4 years. And I'm always finding that there are people who love to come in and just ask, and they're not giving anything. And I think it's really important that you step forward, you show up. And I've talked about this before, this strategy of if you could make a name for yourself in another community by stepping forward and providing value. And when you do that without even asking for anything in return, you will have things come your way. You'll have people reach out to you, and you might even have the owner of that community notice that. And so what we wanted to do was provide a space for you to practice and to meet and network with other people. And again, if you go to smartpassiveincome.com/events, you'll see our next networking event there. And I do recommend you check that out, and you come and you say hi to our team and other people in the community. And the beauty of this is you're going to find other people just like you. And you're also going to find people who were just like you, but have now moved forward into their online business journey and have, they're steps ahead of you. And guess what? Those people are also helpful too. That's what I'm just so grateful that this community that we've built here, especially in the last few years, but even since the beginning, we've always seemed to attract the right kind of people, right? The good person. That's right. So if you are a good person, thank you, and come join us. I just feel so fortunate because I know there's a lot of other communities online that, may attract the not so great people. And, it's all subjective, obviously, and there's a place for everybody. But I'm just so grateful that SPI is, it's like, this is where good people hang out. It's where people want to help each other. And we see it every day in Pro and the All Access Pass. And I'd like to see more of it from you. So come join us, smartpassiveincome.com/events. And again, our Unstuck newsletter at smartpassiveincome.com/unstuck. This is, I think, the first time I'm making a clear call to action to either of those things. So if you're going to take one action, take both and come join us. It's my duty because I know these things will help you. So come join us. Thank you so much. Have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Cheers. Thank you so much for listening to the Smart Passive Income podcast at smartpassiveincome.com. I'm your host, Pat Flynn. Sound editing by Duncan Brown. Our senior producer is David Grabowski, and our executive producer is Matt Gartland. The Smart Passive Income podcast is a production of SPI Media and a proud member of the Entrepreneur Podcast Network. Catch you next week. I get it. You want to grow your business, but selling at scale feels overwhelming. You're drowning in complicated funnels, creating different lead magnets, or constantly posting on social media. And that gets exhausting fast, especially when you're trying to sell to hundreds or thousands of people. But what if you could sell at scale with a simple, powerful quiz? A Score app quiz or assessment asks your audience key questions and gives them instant personalized results based on their answers. Your audience gets to know where they are now and shows them the steps they need to hit their goals. You can set up a quiz in minutes using Score app's templates and have a powerful lead magnet that'll do the selling for you. The best part is your audience actually wants to take this quiz, and you build huge amounts of trust before you even make a single offer. No hard sales, no chasing leads, just value at scale. Get 50% off the first 3 months using the discount code SPI. Just head to scoreapp.com/SPI. Again, that's scoreapp.com/SPI. Hey there, quick pause here because I have to tell you about a tool that completely transforms the podcasting workflow, Riverside. I get it. I used to juggle multiple platforms just to record one podcast episode. It was exhausting. Zoom for recording, Audacity for editing, and then a bunch of different apps just to create clips and social posts. I've tried other ones as well. They were okay, but they were clunky and super time consuming. That's where Riverside has massively helped. I can do it all in one place, recording, editing, repurposing, one platform, one streamlined flow. I just log in, record with my guests no matter where they are in the world, and just like that, studio quality audio and high resolution video all in one. And get this, even if your Wi-Fi glitches, Riverside records locally on your device so everything sounds and looks crystal clear. But here's my favorite feature, Riverside's AI editing tool. You can remove silences and filler words with just one click, hours saved. With Magic Clips, Riverside also automatically finds the best moments and turns them into ready-to-post videos for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, all without the extra editing. So if you're looking to level up your production quality and simplify your workflow, go to smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside and use code SMART to get 1 month free on the Pro plan. That's smartpassiveincome.com/Riverside, promo code SMART. It's built by creators for creators, and I think you're going to love it.